This has to be Cougar's simplest and yet most disruptive product yet. Good afternoon and welcome to Turbo Tortoise Tech. If you're new here, I'm Reese with the 4-piece variety of Wookie Triple XL. And Cougar, I've been covering a lot of their new releases over the last little bit. This is one of those that just sort of slaps, like really hard, like really hard, like to the point that it really doesn't have any competitors at its price point. There's absolutely nothing that comes close to this for the amount of money you're going to pay. It's plug and play. It's incredibly straightforward. It doesn't need any software. It's VMix certified. It does 4K 30 on recording, 2K 60 on recording as well, but it's got a full pass-through of 4K 60 FPS. And it's the first capture card that I've ever been able to use my extended, very fancy industrial 4K 60 HDMI cables on, which is probably going to turn it into my new main capture card that I'm going to be using with a lot of stuff. And I've been able to use it with a cable that didn't even come with. Anyway, what do you get in the box? You get the unit itself, obviously, get a nice little manual, and then you get a Type-C to Type-C cable. It is a little bit of a shorty boy, so don't worry, you can get a Type-A to Type-C like I've got over here, which is actually from my Logitech Brio, so it's not even from another capture card. This is just a really good Type-C that I had. So I have used this to do some of the capturing and stuff, which I'll show you a little bit later. The box itself, the way that it's set up is very straightforward. On the back, Type-C, it's got an input for the HDMI and then an output, which you can then feed that obviously to whatever monitor. Around the front, you'll see an indicator light. That light only comes on when it is in the act of recording, and then you've got some pass-through for your audio. So if you need to put your mic and your headset into the capture PC, and that's the point of where you're going to be capturing your audio, you don't have to then split it. You can send everything through the HDMI and then use this box to interface. And the nice thing about that with having your microphone, for instance, is that then captures on the PC that's capturing the microphone. So it gives you the option to do that and then output from that captured audio on the headset jack, which I just think is absolutely fantastic. The general construction of this is very strong. It's a solid aluminium block. It's almost like I said, like concrete. Like, it's hard, trust me. I mean, if it can stand up to my head test, it's really hard. On the bottom, it's got a big old rubberizing feet over here as well, so it's not going to slip and slide around on the table. And then there's, like I say, on top, that typical Cougar stuff. I like the little Allen keys in all of the corners, and I think they are functional. I think that's probably where you would open this up. Not that I think you'd ever need to, because they've made, like I say, pretty much the most straightforward product humanly possible. So as far as usage goes, easier than falling out of a boat on choppy water. Connect it to your PC won't even make the clink because it'll take over your audio. Just be careful of that. It will take over from your audio device and set itself as the default. But to get it integrated into OBS, like I said, easier than falling out of a boat on choppy water. Literally plug and play, select it in there as a video capture device, and then start recording. And you'll see by the recordings that I've done on things like Cyberpunk and Audio 2 and that sort of stuff, absolutely fantastic. There was a little bit of a thing I picked up in lower refresh rate or frame rate games, specifically in Metro, where I'm only getting like 60-70 FPS even with a 3070 Ti. It's still a bit of a PC breaker with that ray tracing extreme and no DLSS. That's generally how I break PCs. But the point is there, you can actually see it on video, just tearing a little bit here and there. So on lower refresh rate and lower frame rate stuff, you might experience a bit of that. But if I look at CS, which I also did a recording on, absolutely flawless. Then to do a long-term recording test, what I did was I set it up so it was capturing to my PC from another machine. I was recording with NVENC for over an hour and a half on this drive onto an NVMe from this device. There we go. That's the correct way of saying that. And flawless, absolutely no problem. So long-term usage for doing streams and stuff, which is going to be its intended usage, absolutely perfect. It didn't even get warm. There's obviously heatsink and stuff going on inside here that's keeping all of those parts cool. So it's done just an exceptional job. Everything that you're going to want this to do, it's going to do very nicely and look very good while doing it. And then it's got that audio pass-through, which is just going to make you setting up for your streams on a dual PC stream that much easier. In general, it's a bit of a faff to get mics into the right places and stuff, and this just cleans that up for you. It's going to look really nice on your desk as well. It is a very attractive device, and I believe it comes with a 2-year warranty, which is nice from Cougar. But now we reach the elephant in the room, that this is a 2,800 Rand capture card.
What?
Oh yeah, Mr. Skeletor, that what is right. It's so cheap. I sort of thought it wasn't going to be this good. I was like, yeah, it's probably going to be pretty decent plug and play, and it'll give me maybe 1080 60, but not that it has pass through for 2K monitors with high refresh rate on the HDMI as well, and 4K 60 pass through as well, and then can capture at 4K 30 for that amount of money, and the fact that it can capture 2K 60 for that amount of money is super sick, because I don't think anybody shopping in this price bracket really has machines that are that OP. So 1080p 60 FPS, which is what a lot of us are going to be shooting for. All the recordings I did at 3000 kilobytes per second, 5 times what Twitch will ingest, by 3 times what you'll get max on YouTube at that res. So yeah, it can handle quite a lot of bandwidth and outputs really, really nicely, especially where you've got higher frames. And most of us are streaming like esports titles and the like. And if you've got a streaming PC feeding another PC, you're probably going to be over 100 FPS in most cases. So there really isn't an application that this isn't going to fit in nicely to. And I really love that it just doesn't even need a driver, that it's plug and play, picks up in all of your software, and you just click and you're off to the races. Like, it's a couple clicks away and you're going to have a very clean, nice looking stream. Anywho, that's all I have for you on the Cougar Envision. If you have enjoyed this review, please hit us up with a like and subscribe, and I will see you on the flip side.